Good morning, everybody! おはようございます、皆さん。はい、いつも通りの漢字ということに行きたいと思います。We're gonna do this as usual. My name is Kamishiro Taishi, and I am, I'm a translator. Hey, Akibaki, hey, thank you for dropping by. As we last week, I basically took a week off of doing this because I was in a rush. And then we published the end of volume 5. So today we are starting with volume 6. Woo! And okay, like before we start, can we talk a little bit about the thumbnail, right? It's so cool. It's way too cool. Look at this. The person. So of course, like, obviously I suck at drawing. I can't draw for shit, right? So I commission all my art on Fiverr and stuff. I asked, okay, like my requirement for this was so it needs to have my OC, and it needs to be something related to time. And I told them this is for, it's this volume is about time travel. It's about time, stopping time. It's time powers, powers related to time. And then that was basically all I gave the Fiverr person, the Fiverr dude. And then they came up with this, and when I saw it, I was like, yo, who the fuck is this? Because that sure ain't me. But it looks so cool, so, I'm like, okay, sure, I'll take it. And then there's like, so I asked them to sort of do like to choose a font for me too, obviously, because also I suck at choosing fonts, honestly. Like, I translate manga, right? So I work with the letterer. In my case, the series I'm doing is Black Summoner, and so it's Nikki. Nikki is the name of the letterer for that series. And she has a knack for finding like really cool sort of like fonts for like the different characters, or for like, the SFX, the sound effects. I have zero sense of font choice. Like, I have no idea where to get cool fonts and all that. So I also asked this person to find me cool fonts. So they found these fonts, and it's pretty cool. I'm happy with them. It's just that like I was like I had to go over sort of like the positioning and the size of him, and then like I kept asking him for like little edits and stuff. But in the end, I was just like, you know what, bro? Just send me the text in like a PNG file. Just send me like different PNG files, like one for the background illustration and one for all the text, and I'll just fix it myself. And so that's what he did. So that's the like sort of like short story for like this thumbnail. But this makes me look way too cool, but I do love it. But yeah. And like like just saying, the actual volume itself is not so much like this. The actual volume is less flashy. If you've been reading along, so it's basically, so one of the main character's main girlfriend, Kaburagi, basically has the power to stop time. So it's a very sort of not flashy power, because basically it just boom, time is stopped, and then you can move around during when time is stopped, and you can sort of change things around, you can sort of like peek into things. It's very, not flashy power, but anyways, I love this very much. I do have a Chuny streak. I do love Chuny stuff, so there we go. And because we're starting sort of like a new volume, I wanted to show you guys how like sort of like the what I usually do when I start a new volume, right? So first of all, whoa, that's not it. That's not it. I mean, it wasn't anything bad that I mean, I think the clip is already out, but anyways. So first, I go to translating. I open 2 instances of this, right? One for reference and one to actually work on. So it's the same. It's the same. So here, basically, I opened the previous volume to see sort of like what I had inside. So this is a much more simplistic one that I'm showing you right now, because like this is just a fan work, and so there aren't as many moving parts, right? Because it's all just me, and there's less checking, there's less everything. So there isn't all that much, but like here, so I would first create a new folder, and as you see in the previous folder for the previous volume, so volume 5, I would have the glossary inside, and then these are all the actual chapters. So in the same way, I would go to here, the glossary, right? And then I would add a shortcut to Drive. Secret Org, volume 6, boom, add shortcuts. There we go. And then this way, then I don't, whenever I'm working and I need the glossary, I can come, it's in the same folder and I have already access to it. Though, I mean, honestly, I don't really use this all that much because I have the glossary sort of as a bookmark in the browser itself. But this is sort of the same thing that I do for the official work that I do, and there are a lot more parts for those, right? Excuse me. So other things that would require sort of the same sort of processing would be, first, I would have a folder for images, for insert images, because like I can probably show this. Let's show like a previous volume. This one just volume 1 of Hell Mode just went out. Go check my Twitter page for the links to buy it. That's me sort of plugging it. So for example, I honestly don't know where to find the illustrations. You know what? Should be fine to show this. Okay, so this Hell Mode Volume 1 images. So they're usually in a volume. Usually there are 10 insert pages. So 10 insert illustrations. So there's that, and then this was something else that was in the volume, and then there's the front matter, which is sort of the book cover. And they're usually like sort of like pages like this, where it's just like you have illustrations of the characters and like their names, things like that. So these are all images, and usually I would extract them and I would rename them, and then I would upload them to the folder, just so that everybody can have ready access to it. And also, then they're properly numbered. So then if I'm talking about like insert image 4 here, then the person who's supposed to insert the images would know which one I'm talking about. So something else, another kind of folder that I would have would be for the originals, right? Because like, for example, like we get the originals in EPUB, and then I would convert it to Kindle, just because this is just the way I work. I like to use it I like to work through Kindle. I wouldn't say I like to work. I've gotten used to working on Kindle. I don't know what everybody else uses. I'm pretty honest. Honestly, I'm pretty interested what other people are using. But I use Kindle. So I have that, and then so I have a folder just titled Originals, right? And then so I put these two inside in case other people want them. And another folder that I would have would be sort of bonus stories, right? Because like, for example, like this volume, Hell Mode Volume 1, had like what, 9 bonus stories, I think. 9. It was nuts. It was basically as much as an entire part of content. So that's why this is why I always sort of recommend people to buy the volumes through JNC itself, because there's like premium content that you won't get anywhere else. And it's the same price. So anyways, that's a bit of a detour. So, and then also there is as you see here, there's this PDF called Front Matter, which is basically me combining all of this into one PDF, and then so I can number it, so that, because I have to translate it, right? Like for example, like this, I mean, there isn't all that much translating to do in this page, but just so that you understand. So for example, I will put like number 1, 2, 3, and then 4, right? And then I would have like an Excel document which is just numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll have the translations of all the names. In this case, there's not much to do because there's already an English, but sometimes, you know, sometimes we have to change names in the English version because it doesn't make sense in the English version. For example, okay, it's a minor character, but in Black Summoner, what was that pop? Which pop? But in Black Summoner, there was a character named Hope, but he is part of a bandit gang, and he's basically a bad guy. His name was Hope in Japanese, and that makes no sense in English to call a bandit guy, Hope. I mean, admittedly, it would be funny. It would be funny in a sort of like it doesn't fit kind of way, but it wouldn't really make sense. So we changed it to Hopper, basically. And in the same way, sometimes for sort of characters, like the assigned English name doesn't make as much sense in English, so we would have to change it. So that's why there's like sort of like quote unquote translation of the names for stuff like this. So that's a part of like all the translations for the Front Matter. So I would put it all into one PDF. I would number everything, and I'll put the PDF into the file as well. So that's in that way. So that's why usually there's a lot more stuff inside a volume, inside the folder for a volume, is basically what I want to say. And but because I'm doing this as a fan work, and so you know, there's no QA, and also because it's just a web novel, so there are no insert images, there's no front matter there's no front cover, there's no book cover to translate, none of that. So all that there is just the glossary, basically. And that's all I wanted to share about that, pretty much. Yep. Mouth pop, don't worry about it. It was when you were buying from official retailers. So yeah, name changes like that would be rare. Well, we try to keep it as low as possible. We try to, but sometimes it just happens. Like sort of like sometimes we do it for sort of slightly more major characters as well. Like if it's like the main character, then almost, well, I mean, okay, like first of all, I'm not, it's not like I'm speaking on behalf of sort of all the other light novel translators out there. So I'm only speaking from my own experience, right? But I try to, I've never had to rename the main character, right? But there are sort of secondary main characters that we have had to rename. Namely, for Black Summer, Kelvin's sister is called Leon, and the assigned English name was this. So she's supposed to be a cute little sister character, so it's just, you know, it's just like, so we changed it to this. It's sort of stuff like this, you know, L and R and all of that. So there's that. What else? What are the characters that we changed? Yeah. For example, there's another character in Black Summer whose name is Mudo Farak, the assigned name was Farak. Right? The Japanese was Mudo Faraku. I think. Something like that. This was assigned English name, right? And it would have been fine. We would have been fine using this as is, except for the fact that later on in the series, people would refer to this character by the nickname of Mudo. Right? Just here. That's easier to see. And now, we can't do that in English, because in English, if we took this as is, in English, when we have the nickname, it would become this. Which, there's no vowel. That's one thing about English, right? You can't pronounce something if there's no vowel. So, hey, can you pass me the salt? So it doesn't work. So that's why in English, we added an O to it basically. So now this is sort of better. It's sort of like, it's a bit more pronounceable. Then we can have the nickname like this. So there's these sorts of like considerations for when we translate the names. So that's also partly why the front matter needs to be like sort of like translated, quote unquote, sometimes. And yeah, so that's pretty much about it for my rant about sort of names in Japanese and English. Ooh, Secret Org. Volume 6. Boom! Chapter 1. Awesome. Indent, first line, blah 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 blah. Yes. Okay, and then heading, center, Times New Roman, chapter 1. And here we will go to volume 6 and bookmark it. Yeah, that's where we are. Woo! Super happy about finally finishing volume 6. It's taking me ages to go through the volume. Awesome, man. Imagine being the guy that makes executive decision to translate every Rori as Rori. Are you talking about Mercury? Rori Mercury? From JS Jietai. I don't remember. From Gate. That was it. The Gate series, is it? Because that seems like a no-brainer. Because there's no way that a series is going out there with a character literally named that. That's just not happening. This might happen. It looks a bit weird. This is alright, but I do like that they went with this. But honestly, man, like every time there's a in Japanese, you have to make a decision to go with L or R, and it's just like, it's just one name and there are four options. It's ridiculous. Anyways, Shote happy endo, happy end. At the start, starting with the happy end. Yes, name Rori as Rori. I mean, technically, she was a Goho Rori, right? She was a legal Rori. Her name is a little play on the words there. Huh? It is. Legal lollies are... No, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. はい。イギリスの東、北海に浮かぶ小さな島を領土とする公国、マリランド公国。 その原種であるアーマントゥルドベーツ殿下は超能力秘密結社アマテラスにまめにメールで連絡をくれる。Okay. Head of state of the Principality of Maryland. What's her name again? See, this is what I mean when I say I have all the glossaries there. So I don't actually go into the folder, honestly. So what I do go into the folder for is like I do it for other series is oh, there's another document that I forgot to tell you about that I also usually put in the folder. These sort of parts. So when I like as you guys know, yeah, stay away from completing that sentence. So as you guys know, JNC releases series by parts, releases entire volumes by parts, right? J novel. There you go. And so let's go with a series. Let's go with another series. Let's go with this one, because why not? So as you see, this series, this volume 2 right now is being released in 10 parts, and so that's how JNC does it, right? Like, so on the translator side, so we basically have to submit a part, one part each week. And so before we start, at least before I start translating the entire novel, I would go through the book and I would sort of go through and look for the appropriate stopping places, right? So where to stop. So in this case, in this volume, I had to make it into 12 parts, right? So I would go through, and so the thing with Hell Mode is it has a lot of chapters. Look, there's 13 chapters. There's prologue. There's 13 chapters. Then there are 2 side stories. Well, 3 side stories here, and then there's the afterword. So for Hell Mode, what I'm basically doing is I'm just basically doing like 1 chapter each week, and then like there's some weeks where like a chapter is shorter, so I do 2 chapters. Basically, it's sort of that's basically how I do it, right? But for Black Summoner, that's not the case, right? Black Summoner, there are like 1, 2, 3, 4 chapters, and then like a few side stories. So what I do is I go through and I look for good stopping places. And why is all this stuff gone? Why is all this stuff gone? No, do not to be gone. Stop being gone. Okay, this is volume 4, whatever. Okay, so here, like for example, like I would go and look for these, and I'll stop there, right? So so I would also have a document. Stop. Which one was it? So I would also have a document, an Excel document here, sort of just going, just so detailing like which line it is, which location it is that I'm stopping for a part. So then I'll have like parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and each part is from which line to which line. So I would have that. Yeah. So that was a random detour. Why did I talk about that? Oh right, yeah, I talked about it because like so that would be a document that I wouldn't have on Bookmark, and I would have here, and then sometimes I would check on it because, you know, to see like, oh, like the upcoming part is like a long part, there are a lot of pages, so I would have to like ready more time to do it and that sort of thing. So that's the sort of thing that I would usually have in the folder and that I would check. Okay, so basically, let me see. Bates. I don't have her full name here. Oh my god, this is a shit glossary, man. This glossary that I made for Secret Org is absolute shit. I missed so many things. God damn it. So I'm into the Bates. God damn. When was the first chapter for it that it appeared? Okay, okay, no. Okay, volume 4, second chapter. Clicked the wrong thing. 4, chapter 2. God damn. Okay, Bates. Grand Duchess, Ermentrude Bates. There we go. So this is why a glossary is important too. Hey Tom, how you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Nice to see that you look as much of a skeleton as always. So that was Grand Duchess Ermentrude Bates, the head of state of the Principality of Maryland, a tiny island country in the middle of the Black Sea. Is it a Black Sea? Hokkai. Maryland. yes, I know that. In the North Sea. Not the Black Sea. Not very good with geometry, am I? Let's go, not Gmail, map.google.com. So that would be, no thanks, go away. Here, this one, North Sea. And this would be the Principality. Honestly, it's Sealand. It's basically a spoof on Sealand. And that is where it is, basically. A tiny island country in the middle of the within. It's probably not in the middle. Within the North Sea. I feel like this is gonna be a very long sentence with a lot of commas. Tiny island country within the North Sea, which lay you know what? Which lay east of the UK, east of the United Kingdom, Kingdom, within the North Sea, kept very close contact with the secret organization of Espers Amaterasu. Grand Duchess Ermentrude Bates, the head of state of the Principality of Maryland, a tiny island country which lay east of the United Kingdom within the North Sea, kept very close contact with the secret organization of Espers Amaterasu. There we go. Yeah, I'm still dead, don't worry. I'd say you might have a hard time with your geography as well as your geometry. What do you mean? My geometry is fine. Actually, I probably shouldn't keep this open. It would be weird to continue having a tab. Which is this is a nice series though. This is a pretty nice series. It's very like fluffy. It's super fluffy. I highly recommend that you read it. Okay, and we can probably close this as well. Wayo. Okay, yeah, honestly, my geometry, it wasn't very good either. Honestly, like trigonometry was not very good either. Honestly. 内容は大したことがない。からの花がきれいに咲いたとか、数ヶ月かけて餌付けしていた野鳥が最近手のひらから餌を食べてくれるようになったとか、今日の朝ごはんが美味しかったとか、時にも薬にもならない微笑ましい些細な幸せのお裾分けが大半を占める。The contents were not very important, not very quite minor. I don't want to call them minor though. Trivial, there we go. Quite trivial. For example, 花壇の花がきれいに咲いた。The flowers she planted in her flower bed had bloomed nicely. Or the wild bird she had been feeding for months had finally decided is not quite the way. Finally conceded. No, that's not the right word, but let's finish the sentence first. Conceded to eating shade out of her hand, or breakfast was delicious. She talked about she described the flowers beautifully. Talked about a wild bird that she had been feeding for months. Finally, eating straight out of her hand, and you know what? Let's put this up here. She described how delicious this was, how beautifully the flowers in her flower bed had bloomed, and talked about that she had been feeding for months, finally eating straight out of her hand, among other things. More than half of what she talked were just her sharing the little joys in her life, which is actually which is actually pretty nice thing to talk about, I suppose. None of this happens to me. Look, I don't eat breakfast. I don't plant flowers, and I sure ain't there ain't no way in hell that I'm gonna feed a wild bird. I don't leave my house. What would my tiny joys in life would be? What would be your guys' tiny joys in life? My tiny joys in life would be well, okay, this is not tiny, but the other day Kumicho did follow me on Twitter, so that's I just have to like talk about that like a lot. I mean, there's not that there's much to talk about. It's just, that was like, I woke up and I saw the message on my phone, like, Keisan has followed you, and I was like, no, Keisan has followed you back, okay, because obviously I have followed her before, right? And I was like, Are you serious? And that's it. I mean, there's not much. Not that there's much to talk about. What other small happiness are there? And hey, Penguin, how you doing? What other small happiness are there? Not much, honestly. Like, not much in my life changes, honestly. It's pretty... Every day is pretty much the same for me, honestly. That makes it sound like I'm not enjoying, but I am enjoying it. But it's just more like every day, just wake up, go to work. Not even go to work, just wake up, work, right? No, I guess my lunch times when I get to watch stuff, that would be my little happiness. So if I was to sort of do messages like this, it would be like, I mean, honestly, I do it on Twitter already, pretty much, right? So it would be like, hey, this anime series is pretty good, it's pretty fun, or you know, I suppose honestly I really do it on Twitter then. What am I watching now? Yesterday I just started Uramichi Oni-san. I don't know. I only watched F1 and then lunch hour was over. But I don't know. I don't know where. I'm not sure where the. I'm hoping that it gets funnier because I don't know. F1 didn't really make me laugh. It was very depressing. It was very depressing. How like it was hilarious how how the main character kept like saying random shit to the kids, how he kept breaking character from like the cheerful like, yay, and I'm leading this children's show, let's all sing together, you know, and then suddenly he would be like you remember this for you when you grow up and you have to look for a job and some of you will fail. I mean, it's funny, I guess, but it's also sort of like, ooh, that's really depressing. But anyways, that's I suppose that's what I would talk about. What about you guys? What would be your tiny happiness things? Like I have like one of my viewers has like a pigeon nest outside his house, a pigeon that nests outside his house, and the pigeon would lay eggs, and apparently that's not a happy thing. Apparently it's not. So what constitutes happiness? I don't know. Huh. Imagine failing to get a job these days. Labor shortage be real, yo. Ooh, that's like a whole other thing, isn't it? There's a whole like thing about that. So I heard from a friend that the anime has some funny dark comedy. I suppose it is. I feel like it's funnier describing Uramichi Oni-san, or maybe it's funnier in clips, in small doses. I don't know. Like when it's like all together, it's just like, oh yeah, that reminds me of my life. Anyway. はい、今日の毒にも鎖にもならない微笑ましい些細なシーン。Where is it? 毒にも鎖に鎖 I keep saying 鎖. Kusari is chains. Do neither harm nor good. Sort of. There's words for this in English. It basically means it's just. There's a word for this. It's capped. Not nondescript. No, it's not. I'm trying to find the word I'm thinking of through synonyms. It's trivial. No. Let me see. inconsequential. Maybe. Maybe. Neutral. So neutral, the word fits what I was asking for, but it wouldn't fit in here, right? More than half of her messages were I'm gonna try putting in inconsequential. Inconsequential. Heartwarming. Inconsequential stories. Of the little joys in her life. Something like that. Something like that. I might leave that as I might just leave that the way it is and then think about it later in post. はい、冠城さんは律儀に高額な配信をしているらしいが、翔太くんは英文メールへの返信は最初から諦め、既読するしてるし、あらめんどくさくて気が向いた時にしか返さない。Oh my god! Apparently, 冠城さん was diligently 律儀に conscientiously replied, gave replies to everything. Yeah, okay. But Shota-kun I'm gonna break this sentence up because it's gonna be pretty long, because this is basically describing how each person reacts to the messages, right? Gave up. Forming. Replies. In English, 英文メールへの返信を最初から諦め、give up from the very start. As the messages were in English, Shoda-kun gave up replying from the get-go and would just leave them on red. Hold on, should this be capitalized? Should this be... I feel like trivial fits more. Not too confident about that. The thing is, we already used trivial before. So I would have used trivial here, but is it trifling? Would trifling be better? I mean, it's sort of like trivial. Trifling? Maybe? Oh well, it would do. Trite. I'm not too familiar with that word. Trite. Boring. For much use. Hackneyed. Not fresh or original. Then maybe not quite. Maybe not quite. Okay, and would just leave them on red. So should this be capitalized? If a message is on red, should it be capitalized? Should red be capitalized? Bread? Should French bread be capitalized? What is French bread? Hold on, I'm gonna copy that so I can do that later, but what is French bread? It's French bean and French bread. The adjective in French fries refer to the type of cut, so it's generally not capitalized. Wait, but French fries is capitalized here. French dressing. Okay, I feel like this is a different hole. That is a different rabbit hole that I probably shouldn't go into. Never mind. It's pretty. Should red be capitalized? I don't think this will be in any proper style guides, but I think I'll leave it capitalized. I think I will. Baguette. Taisha has never had a baguette. I've had it once. It's very hard, isn't it? It's very, very, very hard. Like, it was a slice, right? It was a very thick slice. But it's very hard. And it was not yummy. It was just hard. And it hurt. I don't know. Oh wait, no. I've had it. I've had garlic bread. Yes. So they put garlic. They don't actually put the garlic. Is it sauce? I don't know what it is. Garlic bread. I've had garlic bread. That's on baguettes, right? Yeah, like this. Like this is on a baguette, isn't it? I mean, it's circular, and then they chop it up, but that I've had. Yeah, see, it's very, very long, and then there's like garlic thingies on it, and this is yummy. This is yummy. I like this, and this I like. I don't know about the actual eating it like a baguette. It's nice because it's hard. What do you mean by it's nice because it's hard? What's so good about hard bread? It scrapes the inside of your mouth, doesn't it? I mean, okay, it doesn't go that far. It doesn't go that far. It feels like it would though, like when you eat it, because it's so hard. It's just there at the roof of your mouth, and it's, I don't know. Garlic bread is on the Italian bread. Oh fuck! Did I just insult another culture without meaning to? With olive oil and cloves. Well, it's yummy. Garlic bread is yummy. Yay! I do like garlic bread. We'll just leave them on red. Just ignore them, and leave them on red. Okay. So right. So 最初から諦め、既読する。既読ですよね、これ。既読する。既読する。Read but not respond. Leaving someone on red. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. Just leave them. Okay, I suppose leaving someone on red it implies that you've ignored them, I suppose. Okay, that works then. 俺はめんどくさくて気が向いた時にしか返せない。Thought it a bother. I was too lazy. I was lazy. I only answered when I felt like it because I was lazy. トウカちゃんが必ず返信してはいるものの、国家元首からのプライベートメールにガチガチに緊張して業務連絡のごとき硬い文面でしか返信できていない。トウカちゃん would answered all of them, but because these messages had come from the head of a country, these were private messages from the head of a country, would get very nervous every time and compose the stiffest possible reply. Tokacha answered all of them, but because these were private messages from the head of a country, she would get very nervous every time and compose. And her replies were always extremely stiff. How are you guys with responding to chat languages? Chat language. With responding to chat, because I'm not very good with those. But okay, like if someone sends me a message, I definitely reply back, always. But sometimes I'm not very good at making replies, so sometimes I'll just send an emoji. Because I don't want to spend extra time thinking of an answer, because I suck at that. I suck at thinking of answers so bad. So sometimes I'll just send an emoji, or sometimes you can react to a message with an emoji. So it's not even sending a new message with the emoji, it's just a reaction. But I always make sure to show some sort of reaction somehow. So that the other person sort of can tell that I've read it or that I've seen it. And sometimes I put it off a little bit, because especially if I'm going to compose a reply, then I actually only send the reply at a time when I'm available to talk, in case they reply back, right? But otherwise, yeah, I suppose that makes me sort of okay as a chatter, I suppose. If I read it right away, I would try to reply ASAP. If it's hard to answer or read late, I take my time composing. I see. I'm actually very formal with my replies. Very rarely am I casual with other people. Hey, Penguin! You know, you can be casual. You can be casual with me here, right? You can be casual with us. Yeah, you can do that. いつものほほんとしていてフレンドリー、緊張感のないルーデンカだから、時効の挨拶、つまり誕生日だとか建国記念日だとか新年に送られてくるメールもゆるゆるだ。was no without a care, nonchalant. How nonchalant, friendly, and laid back you think I was. I'm probably gonna add a thing here that was not in a text. Nickname 4. Was no surprise that her 自己の挨拶 seasonal greetings such as birthdays for birthdays 建国記念日 National Day? What would you call this? National Foundation Day. It's sort of the day that you celebrate the day that your country was founded. What do you guys even call those? What do you call those? Like basically, it's for Americans. It's the 4th of July, isn't it? What is the 4th of July? Independence Day. Let's see. That's a very. I want sort of the general term for it. Commemorating the Declaration of Independence. The National Day. There we go. National Day. Probably don't need this no more. National days and the new year. Were also incredibly ゆるい incredibly ゆるい casual. Imagine getting casual greetings from the queen of a country, right? but that's why we love her. That's why we love her. The queen of a country going, I planted flowers in my flower bed and they bloom so nicely. Here, I'm going to show you some pictures, and just sending pictures of like flowers. That's so nice. I wonder if actual royalty get to do this. Have anyone that they do this with? I imagine like, okay, like you know how like people talk about how like they're like little girls who are like, I want to be a princess one day, or like people in like movies who are like, I want to be the king, and then the whole movie is about them sort of like doing all the random shit. I want to be the president, or like honestly though, I don't understand that at all. Like, why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want to sit in that throne? Because you're gonna be swamped with work. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna suck so badly. You're gonna have so many people answering to you. You're gonna have to take care of so many things, make so many decisions, take responsibility for so many things and people, and your schedule is gonna be packed. Like, pretty much all day every year. It's ridiculous. Like the Japanese prime minister, the only time in the year that he gets time to himself, a holiday, is in the new year, like one day, like one afternoon or something like that, I think it was. It's ridiculous. Why would anyone want to do that? It's ridiculous. So I'm glad that in this story this queen gets to have it really, really easy and laid back. マーレンド広告が遺跡 件を通してアマテラスの支援国家枠に収まってからまだ半年も経っていない。しかし、その絆は急速に深まっていて、日本政府が突然古くからの友人のように接してきたマーランド国に困惑する程度には国交が急接近している。Less than 6 months had passed since the Maryland incident. Since Maryland being actual royalty is pretty tiring because you have to maintain good bearing and image. Exactly, that's exactly. Folks who see power are often the worst to wield it. Sounds like it. Sounds like it. Can't imagine what they would do. What's the point of? I don't know, man. I mean, I suppose everybody has their preferences and their likes and their preferences, and that's how the world spins. I suppose different people want different things, so you leave different people to their devices, I suppose. And so there are people who want power, so they can do it. I want no part of that. Since Maryland officially この枠ってさ Is this an official 枠? To Amaterasu. The Maryland incident occurred and Maryland officially became a patient country to Amaterasu. However, the relationship between the two had closened. A relationship closes. You don't say that, do you? You don't say a relationship closes. Gotten close. Gotten close. Very close, very fast. However, the two had gotten very close, very fast. The Japanese government. I misspelled that. That's stupid. Keep making typos. So annoying. Distance between Ireland and Japan also closed. I still want to use the word relationship, and then what's the word to use here? Like when the relationship is, use the word close. Like you and say, like, I'm trying to think of random names or a random relationship. Like A and B, they met yesterday, and then Romeo and Juliet, they met 3 days ago, and within 3 days they got, is it close enough that they're willing to die for each other? So that you would say that they got close enough. You wouldn't say that their relationship got close enough. And that's sort of what I did here, right? The two had gotten very close. So I basically got rid of the word relationship. Wolvensped, hey, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Woo. Bonds. The relationship between the two had gotten bonded. The two had bonded Not quite. Here, let me finish the rest of the sentence, and then we can sort of rearrange it, right? Also gotten so close. You know what? Let's break this up. Maryland is now treating Japan like an old friend. Right? What? Suddenly, 突然古くからの友人のように接してきた。Maryland is suddenly treating Japan like an old friend. And then the Japanese government is very 困る。困惑。It's very perplexed, bewildered. Bewildered by it. And then ここが急接近している。Right? So this diplomatic relationships suddenly gotten very intimate. Diplomatic relationship has suddenly gotten very. That's the word I want. Good. Good. Is that the word he used here? I don't know. ここは急接近の下がりかな。So this is basically the main three things in this sentence. しかし、その絆は急速に深まっていた。Yeah, okay, I broke that into its own sentence. So that's that. So we don't have to deal with that. So in here, we have these three ideas. And now we have to think about how to... I'm sorry. Now we have to think about how to put this into the paragraph. Less than 6 months had passed since the Maryland incident occurred, and Maryland officially became a patron country to Amaterasu. It had been less than 6 months. The two had gone very close, very fast. I was wondering which bit you were working on since I just came. Yep, so it's this part that we've highlighted here. In the same way, Maryland the same time, Maryland had suddenly started treating Japan like an old friend. So what is describing here is sort of like if I don't know if this has happened to you before, but like maybe like imagine you're at school, right? Imagine that the new semester just started, and imagine that like you're at a new school. Like, okay, let's say you're all first years in high school, right? So you're all new, and then like suddenly there's a person, say the person sitting next to you. So we're sort of getting into anime territory here now, because this doesn't happen in real life, right? Imagine a person next to you is suddenly like, "Hey, buddy, like, what are you doing for lunch? Let's go grab lunch, yo!" Like they're treating you like an old friend, and then you're just like, what? Who the fuck are you? do I know you? I don't know you. I mean, anime usually you end up finding out that they were your childhood friend and you just forgot them, but that's not the situation that we're talking about here. So so that's basically what's happening here, right? So Marineland is suddenly treating Japan like, hey dude, yeah, want to do this thing? I don't know what countries say to each other, man. Countries don't take each other out for to karaoke, but I don't know, man. So how should we do the sentence? Which through the somewhat bewildered. Same time, Maryland had suddenly started treating Japan like an old friend, which the Japanese government somewhat bewildered. Was how? Something like that. It's not very. I don't like this very much. I don't like this very much, but I'm the MC. What are you talking about, Star? We're all the protagonists in our own lives. Have you not realized that you hold the power to control your life and the people around you and the situations that you find yourself in? You are the protagonist. You can do it. You can improve your life. I think here we should say the diplomatic relations have become very good. Then we say Maryland started treating Japan like an old friend. However, their ties were deepening quite suddenly, to the point where the Japanese government was confused by the Maryland government treating them like old friends. I mean, I could take the idea to rearrange this paragraph. I always do that, so definitely okay, but same time, relationship between Maryland and Japan had deepened just as abruptly. Japanese government was at a slight loss. Slightly, somewhat bewildered. Same time, diplomatic relations between Maryland and Japan had deepened just as abruptly, leaving the Japanese government somewhat bewildered. Something like that, I suppose. Something like that, I suppose. Oh yeah, it just hit me that Taishi is approaching 2K subs soon. Wow, how far we've come. I am, aren't I? I'm very excited about that. I do have plans for the 2K. How many subs? 1.92. Oh my god. 1.92. Super excited. I do have plans for a 2K stream. Well, I mean, there's no need to. I'm not gonna make it like a surprise or anything. It's gonna be a karaoke stream, basically. I've been sort of practicing songs to sing, cause like, okay, honestly, I'm not that good at singing. Some reason I just don't have like I don't have the ability to sort of get like a pitch when I'm by myself. Like I can sing along pretty well. I can sing along to something very well. I can't really sing when I'm by myself, especially when the backing track isn't sort of, it doesn't have like the melody. But I have been practicing, and so it will be a karaoke stream. And the thing is, I don't know if it would remain. It might be unarchived, because I basically just chose all the songs that I want to sing. So I don't know how the copyright is gonna work for that. It's honestly, how do other people do karaoke streams? This is something that I've always wanted to ask, but I don't know who to ask. How do other people do karaoke streams? What happens to the copyright thing? Do they not get copyright strikes? Can they just sing whatever they want and they can put on whatever background track they want? I don't know. This is one thing that I'm sort of worrying about. Like, so it would be a karaoke stream, my 2K celebration stream, but I don't know if it would remain. I don't know if after the stream YouTube would be like copyright strike or content whatever thingy strike. So yeah, anyways, it would be my first ever karaoke stream, so look forward to that. And the way I'm doing it is it's gonna be like a hot tub stream. Hot tub. Go away. Nobody wants to see that. It's gonna be like an international karaoke stream, basically. I've chosen songs, so I've basically chosen like a bunch of songs that are not Japanese and not English. So all the non-Japanese, non-English songs that sort of like have ties to my life, basically. I mean, like, I say them like ties. Some of them are actually have ties. Some of them are sort of just like this was popular back in my youth, you know, or that sort of thing. So it's got, you know. So the surprise is sort of like you will see how many different languages I will be singing in that stream. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be the fun part. I think with Hololive, for example, I know obviously Hololive is different. Hololive is like a whole country. I mean, other indie streamers, like, how do they do karaoke streams? I don't know, man. I don't know. I know there's like Flippers. Like Flippers is sort of this other streamer that I collab with often. I know she does singing streams. When she does it, she basically plays the guitar by herself, which is obviously, and that's fine. That's obviously fine. I don't know, man. Anyways, doesn't matter. You know, if it gets unarchived, then it gets unarchived. I'll probably have a record somewhere, and I might upload it to Ko-Fi or something, whatever. Anyways, that's gonna be the 2K stream, so look forward to it. Yeah. All right, there's no water in my house today. There's no fresh water in my house today. My sister just sent me a reminder. They're replacing the freshwater pipes, so there's no fresh water until 6 p.m. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. No fresh water. Hey yo. Anyways, はい。最もマレーランド公国の総人口は、10万人。日本の地方土地に負けるレベルであり、日本人でマレーランド公国の名前を知っている人は少ない。急激に国交が緊密になってきているという情報に注目している者はほとんどおらず、マレーランド公国の政策転換は日本では、政経新聞の片隅にひっそり載る程度の扱いに過ぎない。That said, the Principality of Maryland only had a population of around 100,000 people. This was less than that of a rural city in Japan. As such, there weren't all that many Japanese who even knew the name. Almost no one paid attention to the sudden deepening ties between the two countries. And the policy shift. Island countries' policy shift only took up a tiny corner in, what do you call them? Poly-economic newspapers in Japan. Do you call them this? So it's politics and economics newspapers. Are there newspapers? Newspaper, politics and news and economic newspaper. What's the word for it? Political economic newspapers? Do you call that political economic newspapers? It's I feel like making this sort of an adverb makes it sort of like not equal, but it's sort of like newspapers that talk about politics and economics. You know what? Newspapers. Politics and economics. What? Let's do that. Yep. Yeah, Lamau, you have something to drink, right? Do I have enough water to drink? Actually, no, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. No, I have a whole fridge of soft drinks. No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, phew. Oh, you scared me for a bit there. Yes, no, I have plenty of things to drink. It's fine. No, like when I talk about there being no fresh water, mainly the problem is I can't wash my hands after going to the toilet. That's the main thing. So I would just have wet wipes. I'll just put wet wipes by the sink. That's fine. You scared me. Because I don't think I didn't boil any water this morning. I don't think I did. But it's fine. I'll just drink soft drinks. My God. Well, how do I make it sound like like first world problems? Oh my God, I have no water, so I have to drink soft drinks. Oh my God. Has this ever happened to you guys? Like, you want to drink water, like you want it to be healthy, but like there was no water in the house. Like, oh my God, like how could that happen? So like I had to drink like soft drinks. Like, oh my God, oh, the calories. Newspapers tend to either focus on one subject, politics, or a general news focus, so I don't know how to combine it. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. You know what? Actually, a tiny corner in political, economic newspapers. Japan. What is that?「そしてそういう国家の信仰を深める数々の政策の一環というわけではなさそうなのだが、ルーデンガーからの就活の明けおめメール Oh my God! Okay, I can't wait to talk about this. 明けおメールには明日東京に行くね、お夕飯一緒に食べよう医薬と書かれていた。医薬ってない。医薬。Paraphrase. Okay. Wait, boil? What are you doing to your water? Don't you guys boil your water? Huh? Everybody boils their water. I'm kidding. I know Americans don't really do it, but okay, like in Hong Kong, our tap water is fine. Like it's like it meets WHO standards, so it's absolutely fine. But Hong Kong people still boils the water, and I think this is Southeast Asia thing. I think I would venture to say, like first of all, the water itself is fine, but I put a filter on the tap, and then I would boil the water before I drink it. So yeah, yeah. Dude, when I lived in America, like I was on exchange in America, right, for like a semester. Like so I lived in a dorm room with 4 people in total, including me. So 2 of us were exchange students from Hong Kong, and then 2 were just local American students. The 2 of us Hong Kong students, we basically, because we boil water, so we bought an electric kettle and then we boiled all our water. The American students, they bought like entire pallets of bottled water, and they only drank bottled water, and we were like, what on earth? Oh my God. So I suppose it's like different places people do different things. As one. というわけではなさそう。Or maybe it wasn't that. Ryu Denka sent us it basically said visiting Tokyo tomorrow. Let's have dinner. 一緒に食べよう。And then the star. Yeah, okay, let's leave it at that. I was thinking of whether to put the punctuation mark or not, but yeah. So emojis basically serve as punctuation marks, don't they? Basically, right? Basically. Let's eat dinner together. In some countries, it's normal to drink straight from the tap, but in other countries, they either boil the water or just straight up drink bottled water. Depends on where you're at. Yep. I find it pretty cool how water drinking habits differ between places and countries. I think everybody should just boil the water, honestly. It's not like it harms the water, and if you boil it, it's an extra step just to be safe, right? I think everybody should boil their water. And bottled water is, well, honestly, but okay, fine. Okay, I concede that some places the tap water is so bad it doesn't help. Even if after you boil it, it's still not drinkable. In that case, then drink your bottled water, I suppose. Louise, hey, just got home from work. Good to see you. Let's translate back. Hi, Louise. Welcome back from work. Good job. お疲れ様です。Grab a beer, because I am drinking soft drinks today, because there's no water, there's no fresh water in my house. So I'm drinking soft drinks, so you should grab a beer. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm recommending people to drink. I don't drink. Don't drink beer. Drink water. Boil water and drink your water. 突然にも程がある。フットワーク軽いってレベルじゃねえぞ。本人は友達の家に遊びに行くくらいの感覚なんだろうけど。Okay, alright, I forgot to talk about this. Man. Okay. First, in Japanese, when you say Happy New Year, it's... So, we're talking about Happy New Year, right? In Japanese, it is 明けましておめでとう. And then you can add gozaimasu, screw that, whatever. It's I wouldn't say it's optional. It's sort of, you add the gozaimasu to be more respectful, more, to speak to someone higher than you, whatever. The whole keigo thing. I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching this understands what keigo is. So we'll remove it because to make this simpler. So Happy New Year is akemashite omedetou. And so the hip youngsters, the hip sort of cool youngsters who sort of like have slang for things. I say it like I'm not. I say it like I'm so old. Would say ake ome. Okay. ome. So it becomes this. So if you have like a Japanese friend and it's a Happy New Year, so you use Akiome, you know what? While we're talking about this, we can also do Kotoshi mo yoroshiku. So that means yoroshiku for year 2. So this is a shit translation because I don't want to deal with yoroshiku. I think everybody pretty much knows what. I would assume that most people who watch the stream knows what yoroshiku means. So that's kotoshi mo yoroshiku. So that's for this year too. So they would also shorten this to koto yoro. Koto yoro. So if you have like a Japanese friend and it's a Happy New Year, you can definitely tell them Akeome koto yoro. So that's basically what you can say to a Japanese friend in a new year. So this is not as relevant here. So this is what we're talking about here. So here, what he did is he shortened this even more because there's Akeome and then there's a meru. Meru means sort of just male, right? Or which is sort of like the Japanese loan word that sort of just means chat message in general. Chat message. Because they used to do this over email or something. I honestly don't know what's going on there. But so it's basically Akeome and then mail. So here what he did is he called it Ake o me ru. So he combined this me with this me and it became Ake o me ru. So New Year's greeting would sort of be how I would translate that. Let's do that. So that's your sort of weird Japanese lesson for today. That does remind me I spent the last month devising a meticulous plan to get myself into the Christian church and to climb the corporate ladder, eventually end up as Pope. I was pretty close to applying for a major in Catholic philosophy till my parents talked me out of it. Why do you want to be Pope? We talked about this before, but is this the same thing where people want to be king and you want to be Pope? Why do you want to be a Pope? I mean, why do you want to be the Pope? I don't know, man. I feel like it's a very stressful position. And you have to be like, I wouldn't say you have to be very nice. That's not the way. That's not the way to say it. It's not about being nice or not. It's sort of like, yeah. Anyways, that seems like it would be a lot of work for very little in return. Again, people don't become the Pope for things in return. It's just sort of, you have to have that mindset. You have to just be a Christian. So, anyways, whatever. Talk about being sudden. Talk about being sudden. Footwork and courage and everything is. You know what? Let's make this a personal thought. Can you be any? I know she thinks. Can you be any more sudden? Talk about moving fast. I know she thinks of this as nothing more than dropping by a friend's house, but still. Okay. Looks good enough to me. The Catholic Church treats being a priest as a professional job, so just studying for it gets you the job. I know that. I mean, okay, look. So basically, you have to go to seminary. To be a Christian pastor, or to be a Christian sort of deacon or whatever, you have to go to theological seminary, which is sort of basically it's the exact same way. And then after you graduate from that, then you are a deacon or you are a pastor. You know, it's the same how like. Well, and then you need a church to accept you, obviously. But like, it's the same how like if you graduate from say architecture school or you graduate from university with an architecture major, then technically you're an architecture. Yeah, technically you're an architect. You're an architecture. Then technically you're an architect. So in the same way, if you graduate from theological seminary, then technically you're a deacon. Or a pastor or something like that. So yes, it works in the same way. And then you would have to sort of like apply and then like be voted by other deacons to sort of go higher and be a bishop, and then like go on and it becomes an archbishop, I suppose, stuff like that. Honestly though, it's, I mean, I see the comment about having the power of anime and God on your side, but it's being a deacon is a lot of work. I mean, honestly, all jobs are a lot of work, but like that. So like, I don't know much about the Catholic side, but I know about the Protestant side. And like being a pastor is, well, first of all, you have to lead a church, which, you know, it's always leading a whole group of people always comes with a lot of problems. I wouldn't say problems. It's very tiring to lead a whole group of people, right? There's that. Then as a pastor, you have to sort of help people with their spiritual needs. If they want life advice, you have to be there. I don't know. I wouldn't go for it. It's something that you would have to want to be in order to do. It's not something that you can get into wanting having other motivations, I suppose. It's as always, as with most other jobs, I give a lot of respect for people who do their job properly. I'm surprised Taishi knows so much about being a priest. Didn't expect that. Have you looked at my outfit? I'm kidding. 小国の女王が来日するという通達は外務省に送られていて、担当の官僚たちに一夜の徹夜残業を強いることとなる。News that the queen of a small country was visiting Japan had also reached the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Forcing the bureaucrats in charge too. Suddenly, Paul and all night. So sad for them. So sad. Imagine being in their shoes, right? You work for the Foreign Ministry of Affairs, and then suddenly you're about to leave. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 p.m. You're about to clock out, and then suddenly news is like, oh, this other country's princess is visiting tomorrow. You can stay behind, right? You can't say no to that, right? The princess is coming. The queen is coming either way. You can't say no to that. It's like, fuck. Why? Tell me earlier. Oh dear. 現在彼ら本葬の会があって、俺と冠城さんは殿下と高級ホテルの最上階展望テラス席でおしゃれなディナーをこうして味わっているわけだ。貸し切りになっていないのは諸国だからなのか、話が急すぎて手配が間に合わなかったからなのか。Thanks to their efforts, Kaburagi-san and I were now enjoying a fancy as dinner with Ryudenka and the terrace seating top of a high-class hotel. With terrace seating. Place was not. It's easy on the Catholic side. You can always make it as a career office duty priest instead of doing the field work with pesky parishioners. You can. Oh, I see. What would a priest in a career office do? What's the point? The whole point of being a priest or being a pastor is to tend to the flock, right? Tend to the sheep, right? What would be the point of being a back office? Anyways, whatever. I don't know much about the Catholic side, so I'm not gonna speak much about it. Though apparently a Protestant just clearly a heretical one. Hey, go away. Was not. What's kashikiri? Was not fully rented out. Out. Could not tell if the place not being fully rented out was because how sudden everything had been, or because she was because how small her country was. Can I tell if the place not being fully rented out was because of how sudden everything had been, or because of how small her country was? Honestly, it's fine. The top. So I mean, the lack of a halo kind of proves that he's not really all that pure. Shut up. The halo is annoying. That's why I just put it away. The halo, you know, it keeps floating on top of my head. And just, yeah, yeah, no. I mean, I have it locked away somewhere. I have it like in a drawer somewhere, but can't be bothered. このなんかよくわからんこのなんかよくわからんオレンジ色のソースがかかった肉1枚と芸術的にカットされた人参で牛丼何杯分の値段なんだろうか。ファンガーウルなんて生まれて初めて使うぞ。何これ What is this? なんだこの金持ちくが変な汗が出る。何これ Finger bowl. Huh? Hold on, I have to read this. A finger bowl is a bowl of water that dinner guests use for rinsing their fingers. In a formal meal, the finger bowl is brought to the table at the time of the last course of the meal, the dessert course or the fruit course, and guests set it aside for use after the last course, just before leaving the table. You get finger bowls? What the fuck is this? Who uses and why would you bring it with the dessert plate? You're still eating dessert with the cutlery, aren't you? You're still eating the dessert, presumably with the cutlery. So why do you need to wash your fingers? I don't understand. What is this? What is this? Gabriel Dropout. Gabriel Dropout. That's a good series. I actually like that series. But traditionally, Catholics believe the most important part of the priest's work to be performing the divine service. You didn't even need parishioners for that. Only Vatican II changed the focus. Really? Interesting. I mean, that's a bit at odds with sort of my understanding of what it means to be a church leader, but you know, whatever. I suppose that's part of the whole difference between Catholics and Protestants, I guess. How many beef bowls can I buy with the price of this? One piece of beef slathered with this orange sauce thingy. Artistically cut carrots. How many beef bowls can I buy with the price of this one piece of beef? Slather this orange sauce thingy and these artistically cut. Is artistically a word? I feel like I'm not sure if it's a word. I suppose it is. I mean, it didn't give me like there is no such word. I suppose I'll go. This is artistically cut here. Fingerboard なんて初めて。First time in my life using a finger bowl. なんだこの金持ちの。What is this? It's rich people. Feel so out of place here. Yes. Yes, finger bowls. I remember back when my mom used to drill fancy dinner etiquette into me. What is an orange sauce thing? Hold on. Beef. Orange sauce. Is there a thing? What's an orange sauce? Demi-glace. Is that what he's talking about? It's not orange though. Maybe this is orange? I don't know. Never mind. I don't get like rich people food either, honestly. I don't get rich people food at all. Like for me, if it tastes like fine, then I'm good. So for me, like it's always like quantity over quality for me, definitely. But I can't like rich people food, they give you a whole plate, like big ass plate with like a little morsel on top, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Do you have more of this? Give me like the whole bowl of it. So no, I would much rather go to McDonald's than a rich ass place. Wait, Penguin, you weren't joking? I thought you were joking about learning fancy dinner etiquette. You weren't joking?聞いたことあるようなないようなよくわからんクラシックミュージックが上品に店内に流れているけど、俺はもちろん曲名なんてわからないし、ルーデンカもわからなさそうだ。わかってるのは王族であるルーデンカより洗練された所作で、ナイフとフォークを使い上品に食事をしている冠城公爵だけだろう。シックな黒のロングドレスが麗しい。Classical music that I might or might not have heard before, played elegantly. And background. Naturally, obviously, I had no idea what the song name, what the name of the piece. And by the looks of things, neither did Rudenka. The only person who recognized it was Duchess Kaburagi. Person elegantly using knife and fork. And fork with motions even more polished than her knife and fork with motions even more polished than that of Denka's. It wasn't a joy. I actually took fancy done etiquette lessons. Really? Oh, Mom had a complex for having a very unrefined way of eating, so she wanted me to grow with good eating and dining habits. So you weren't joking? Oh my gosh. Wow. I kind of I kind of wish I got were they fun? I mean, I suppose they're not fun, are they? They're just lessons. So now you eat very elegantly, or is that something that you sort of learned and you sort of just threw away afterwards? That sounds fun, honestly. Like how to eat like elegantly and like properly, and like which fork and which spoon to use first. It sounds kind of fun. Did they teach you how to like walk properly also? Like walking with your back straight, and like don't like, did you have to walk with like a book on your head and things like that? That's basically my impression of etiquette. It might be entirely off. Might be very, very stereotypical. Her chic black, her long absolutely stunning. Did you steal a priest's white collar, or did you manage to get detention for life? I mean, he's not in school anymore, right? Imagine if, like, you could permanently stay in school. Naturally, you know, let's not talk about that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. was late a lot because school was around 5 miles away and I had to walk, and I got dress coded for wearing stuff I wasn't supposed to, and would eat, drink during class, and fall asleep everywhere. Okay, honestly, that a lot of that sounds like just your fault though. I mean, like, if school is far away, then you would know to just sort of like leave earlier, wouldn't you? Like, 'cause presumably you have to do it every day, so just leave a bit earlier every day. And like, eating and drinking during classes, you made the conscious choice to take food out during class and eat. How do you do that? What? How did you even have food? Food is in the cafeteria. Food is like when it's lunchtime, you go to the cafeteria to eat food. How did you have food on you? I don't understand. I don't understand. Falling asleep everywhere. Okay, that I cannot comment because I did that too. Falling asleep is something that you cannot really help. Falling asleep, it's sort of like you're in class and you're sleepy, and then you just sleep, and then you just black out, you just conk out. That I understand. I left around 5. Yeah, but that's okay. Like, I'm not saying that it wasn't far. Okay, obviously your school was far, and okay, you had to wake up at 5, but like, and you had to leave at 5, but like that's a problem of the school being far. And if you can't change schools, then you have no choice but to sort of wake up earlier, I suppose, isn't it? It's like, okay, like, it's a problem and solution thing, right? The problem is you're arriving at school late, so the solution is you leave earlier. And sure, like that might require you to leave at 4:30 or something, but that has no bearing on the validity, on the legitimacy of the solution. That's the only solution, to leave earlier. Anyways. I mean, could you sleep earlier? I mean, honestly, I'm not saying this is ideal, okay? Like, having school be 5 miles away is not ideal. It sucks. So I'm not saying that the solution is good, but it is the only solution, isn't it? I even had to walk in the rain while I had a broken leg. Okay. Look, if you have a broken leg, okay, fine, right? Nothing I can say. If you have a broken leg, you should, I don't know. It's too late to talk about what you should or should not have done. I also used to leave at 4:30 to 5 a.m. Those were not good days. What is with all of you guys leaving at god awful hours? Oh my god, that's terrible. Actually no, hold on. When I lived in Thailand, when I was in elementary school, I think it was. Yeah, when I lived in Thailand, when I was in elementary school, I had to leave at 5:30. It was like the shuttle bus. It was the school bus. Like, the school bus would go around to pick up all the different kids from all over town and then bring them to school. And I lived the furthest, so I had to leave house at 5:30. So I did that too, though I don't really remember it much. Although honestly, it didn't matter so much because I was young back then. I was a tiny kid. I was a stupid tiny kid, and like I had to sleep at like 8 p.m. anyway, so it didn't really matter much for me. 8 p.m. man, god damn. So I was a delinquent. Okay, if you're a delinquent, then nothing I can say, man. Nothing I can say. 俺はひたすら肩身が狭い。階段のあたりで周りを見回してる黒服のごっつい男はルーデンからの護衛だよな。俺にだけすんげえきつい目向けてきてるのは気のせい。 ごっついです。ごっつい the big dude in black standing near the staircase, who's looking all around. Is you Denka's bodyguard, right? Is it me, or am I just imagining it, or is he looking at me? Really sharp when he's looking at me. Yush. Man, when I entered university, I was so grateful about being able to leave at 8 to 9 a.m. It felt so good getting more than 5 hours of sleep. 5 hours is very short. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Also, I'm in my final year of high school, but this school is only a mile and a half away. Nice. I start past 8 every day now. Talk about like starting for school. Partly because I rode a bike without a tire, too lazy to fix. How do you ride a bike without a tire? Oh dear, why would you do that? Man. Oh dear. But talk about like starting school, like it's really weird because like when I was in high school, school started at like 7:50. So I would have to wake up much earlier and have to go to school. There was a commune and everything. So I was fine with it. But then I entered uni. And then like the earliest block was 8:30, and for some reason, I don't know why, it just seemed very, very, very early to me. Like 8:30, like nobody liked 8:30 classes. Everybody hated 8:30 classes. It was as if like going to like starting class at 8:30. Oh my gosh, that is so unreasonable. Oh no, like. It was as if 8:30 was like an inhumane hour to have classes, but it was so weird because like in high school, I started classes at 7:30 and at 7:50, I had no problem with it. Like I got used to it, absolutely fine. But then like in uni, it's just I don't know. It's such a weird sort of mind shift thingy. Anyways.ねえ、気になってたんだけど、what was the one that I used before? I think I used brackets, right, for the English lines. ルーデンカは付け合わせのパセリを天井の美食でも食べるかのように幸せそうにもしゃもしゃ食べながら俺とカブラギさんを見比べてた。ルーデンカ。もしゃもしゃ食べる。How's riding a bike never an option if you lived 5 miles away? That is a good question. Could it be because the roads were bad? Like very bumpy or something? I mean, bikes are not expensive, are they? Though, I might just be saying this because first world. I'm sorry. I know bikes are hard to afford for some people. I didn't mean that. I have terrible balance. I can't even get on a bike. How about a bike with training wheels? I'm sorry. Now, what else? What other ways are there to like oh, I know, scooters. How about scooters? Can you ride scooters like scooter? Like these things. You can always just put your foot down when you're off balance, and you can just go. Whoo! That's what tricycles are. お前もひどいな。You're as terrible as me. もしゃもしゃ。Guzzle. Is there like a synonym for eating but like vegetables? Like I'll go with chomping, I suppose. 付け合わせ to garnish parsley. Parsley. You're not supposed to eat it, are you? The garnish. I'm not sure you're supposed to eat it. Well, I mean, it's parsley, so it's not edible, but. 何でしょうか、殿下。何なりとお尋ねください。Taishi flexing the fact that he has wings he can use to get around and shake my head. That is true. I don't need to worry about these bikes and there's all these like random nonsense that you humans have to use to get around. I can just fly. And the streets have no place for a bike unless you want to bike with the cars. Alright, parking is a problem too, isn't it? Parking is always a problem. I like to bet that I'm the most physically capable person if we ignore balance. Well, you can have that because I will not fight you for it because I am not physically capable. I do like a little bit of gym, that's all. But I can fly higher than all of you, so that's that. Yeah, that definitely is a thing. Definitely is a thing. Honestly, though, most times I don't even fly. I just teleport. Flying is like if it's close, and I don't want to like run or walk. I just fly. If it's far, then I just teleport. Can't be bothered. What is it, Your Highness? Ask. Shall answer whatever you ask. So obviously this is a line that he is just in his mind. He's not actually saying out loud. Basically he's letting her talk. And he's just being silly. He's being silly. Are you two not gonna get married? Not yet. Taisha has never heard of traffic. Not true. Because sometimes it gets crowded up in the air too. It's so annoying. Like sometimes like I'm trying to fly somewhere, and a random person is flying slowly in front of me, and I avoid them. Otherwise, I bump into them and stuff. Flying is not everything that it's all cracked out to be either. I mean, it is fast. It's a lot faster than walking and running, but yeah, I mean, it comes back to the same thing of just other people are annoying and they should get out of my way. What, I have no money? It's all online? What do you mean? Like you eat online food? Or do you mean like all your money is digital, electronic? I have no lunch, it's all online. So like, I don't think you're eating food from online, are you? Talk about food and online and electrical money. Oh, I actually have to go prepare some material for work, so I'll be taking my leave. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the stream. Thank you for dropping by, Penguin. I hope your preparation thingy goes well. So talk about like electronic money for food, right? Like so, like ever since I started working from home. So one, I have to go pretty far for ATMs to get actual cash. so now basically I order all my food using my credit card, and then I don't ever actually have to worry about the actual money. And it automatically subtracts from my bank account at the end of the month. So I just do that. So that's real convenient. Yeah. He means he's studying online, so no need to get money for lunch in school. Oh, I see. That makes sense then. that makes sense. Fair enough. Alright, see you, Penguin. Ordering food every day isn't that expensive. It's basically I budget for it, right? Basically. So my basic budget is, and sometimes I go over it because I feel like it, but my basic budget for both lunch and for dinner is that, which is this. That is basically the budget that I give myself for both lunch and for dinner. So not together, right? It's not like I'm eating. So lunch is $50 and dinner is $50, and I don't eat breakfast. So that's my basic budget. Sometimes I go a bit over. Sometimes I feel like I want to eat something a bit fancier, and then so I would go maybe like $70 or something. But yeah, basically that is my budget. I go in person, but I use a credit card and a bank apps and stuff like that. Yes, I do that too sometimes. Like for McDonald's, they can take credit card, so that's what I do for McDonald's. But honestly, like McDonald's has an app too, has a phone app too. So I would just order it on the app and I'll go and pick up the food, basically. I would do that too. I きなりぶっこんできたルーレンカにむせそうになったが、なんとかこらえた。間髪入れず、さらっと会社冠さんはどういう心臓をしているんだ。もっとこう、照れるとか、もじもじするとか、ないのか。Sudden I feel like this wording is a bit strange. Punch of a question. It's a bit strange, but I'll leave it for now. Let me know if you can think of another phrase that's more correct than sudden punch of a question. Maybe food deliveries is cheaper in Hong Kong. I have to pay $10 just for lunch. No, Maxi. Like, I don't get it delivered. Like, I order it on the app and I go pick it up myself. So if it's delivery, it's about 50% more. So if it's delivery, then it would be around there to 100. That's how much it would cost for delivery. Like for the food and delivery together. That's how much it would cost. And then so I don't do that. I go pick it up myself. How about apps? I got Line the other day to look at the stickers Norio Sensei made, and someone from school added me right away. No idea who they are because they say my contacts, but I don't have anyone in my contacts who I go to school with. Well, like when you add Line, it's sort of like people can find you by your phone number, basically. Louis got a new friend. Better not be a girl. That is true. Right. All his friends are girls. Fucking him. Fucking Louis. The guy with all the girls. Who he calls I think of them as my little sisters. Yeah. Joking. I never really got into Line either. I don't really have anyone that I contact through Line. It's always just been WhatsApp for me. I honestly don't even understand how Line works. Okay, unlike me, however, Kaburagi-san. Straight away. Right away. With straight face. Aren't you... There's no like 照れるとかもじもじするとかないのか。まじまじ、まじまじ。Bashful. It's coming from her. I made 2 new girls. I made 2 new friends and they're girls. Louise. You know what? Louise. You know what? Fuck you! By the way, it turns out Demon Dice also did a Line sticker pack back in the day. A fan Discord discovered them and is turning them into emotes. Oh, okay. That's nice. Cool. A broad question for that sentence from before, maybe. So if this becomes a broad question, I feel like it doesn't have that same oomph. It's sort of like the question is sort of like, ugh. It's a bit of a like. I kind of want to convey the oomph from it, so probably not a broad sentence. But yeah. Voice of God spoke through touch. The only thing that God says is "fuck you." That would be a pretty terrible God. Denka, ですね、この話題はデリケートな。 サグはカブラギ愛してて、カブラギサグ愛してるんでしょ？なんで結婚しないの？いやー、その、ねえ、なんでThat's, this is it's a complicated You love Kaburagi and Kaburagi loves you, right? Why don't you get married? Yeah, no, I mean, well, why? 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 See, tell me why. Fucking hell. Tashi used the sum of the little holy power he has left to say. Honestly, I have like a whole mixer thing here, but I never really play with the echo, do I? I have a whole lot of different echoes. You guys want to hear? Like there's like a lot of echo here. How did I make there be more and less echo? Let me see. The main. That's the gain. That's a level. This is not it. I don't know how to make there be more and less echo, but I do have a lot of different kinds of echo. Here, like for example, you know what? Let me find something that I can read continuously, and then you guys can hear sort of. What do you want me to read? I'm taking suggestions for what you want me to read, and then I will show off the different kinds of echo that I have. Give me like a long passage of something to read. Sorry. And I'll read it. 竜電から無垢な口撃の攻撃が俺の心に突き刺さる。冠城さんが意味深な微笑みで俺見つめてくる。How do I translate? Oh, come on. The Holy Bible, no. This will literally become The Waga Nawa Megumi incantation. That's not long enough though. That's not long. It has to be like a long passage. Okay, look, just say. I have 11. I have 11 effects, man. I have 11 effects. So I have to go through all of them. So it has to be a long passage. Fubuki glasses speech. That's a good one. You know what? That's a good one. I will do that one. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Here goes. Glasses are really versatile. First, you can have glasses wearing girls take them off and suddenly become beautiful. Or have girls wearing glasses flashing those cute grins. Or have girls stealing the protagonist's glasses and putting them on like, haha, got your glasses! That's way too cute! Also, boys with glasses! I really like when the glasses have that suspicious looking gleam, and it's amazing how it can look really cool or just be a joke. I like how it can fulfill all those abstract needs. Being able to switch up the styles and colors of glasses based on your mood is a lot of fun too. It's actually so much fun. You have those half-rim glasses or the thick frame glasses everywhere. It's like you're enjoying all these kinds of glasses at a buffet. I really want to try some, or Marine to try some to replace iPad. We really need glasses to become a thing in Hololive and start selling them holocomi. Don't you think we really need to officially give everyone glasses. And that's about. The rest are like delays, I think. They're not so much echoes. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, this mixer has a lot of different effects. But I never really used them. Oh, the echo works really well if you laugh. Distortion sounds like evil Taishi. Which one? Let me see. That's 14, I think it is. This one. Like that? How was that? That was the one marked echo. The rest are marked stuff like delay, reverb, and then there's like a doubler. And then there's echo. So that was the last one. That was the echo. Anyways. I like doing the evil laugh. Evil laugh is always fun to do.無垢な口講義の攻撃 Verbal attack 俺の心に突き刺さる I meant the reverb for the laugh. I don't know which one it is anymore. There's so many. There's one that's delay and reverb. There's one that's doubler. Anyways, it's fine. Let's not worry about it. Let's not worry about it anymore. I should have clapped my hands for that last part. Shouldn't I? This part. Don't you think we really need to give that's hard, sorry, to officially give everyone glasses? Don't you think we really need to officially give everyone glasses? What's Holo Komi, by the way? I don't know what Holo Komi is. Komike? Is it like a thing? I'm not enough of a fan. I don't know what Holo Komi is. I'm sorry. I mean, they did eventually release glasses, didn't they? Glasses frames. So, good for them. It was Fubuki and then like yeah, Fubuki had one, and then Mio had one, right? Who else had one? Eyewear. Fate. Grand Blue. Grand Blue, Demon Slayer, Toho Megane. Go away, go away. No, it's probably gone by now. It's probably finished by now, isn't it? Too bad. So sad. It's fine. Whatever. It's really... Can I think of a way? Ego. It's really hurting me. Yeah, so the glasses were expensive. Watame sold her shades. I would imagine she did, cause I saw pictures of like, was it? Yeah, her concert, wasn't it? Like at her concert, there was a picture of her concert, and then like there were people wearing her shades at the concert, like in the picture that she took with them. So I imagine she did. Where did those even come from in the first place? Party P. Honestly, and talk about Party P, man. I never know how to translate Party P. Party P. It's basically party people, right? You can't translate that as is in English, can you? Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm not gonna deal with that. That's not my thing to deal with. Someone else can take care of it. Alright. I think that's it for today's stream. We made so little progress. We detoured so much. It's fine. At least I had fun. Hope you guys had fun. Thank you for watching the stream, and I'll see you again another time, basically. This week is... What is there this week? What am I doing this week? Right, I piano stream on Thursday, and then Friday Chrono Trigger, and then this Sunday is another TL Talk. Though this time the TL Talk is not so... The translator is not as much a HoloLive translator. Like, he translates someone else he translates someone else a lot. But we will get into it. I'm pretty excited. So yeah, I hope you guys come watch that at least. So yep. I hope you have yourselves a great rest of the day. And if it's nighttime, then rest up. Get some good rest. And I'll see you again some other time. Bye! What's Taishi? You had fun. We had fun. Toast had fun. Sorry, I'll do it again properly. You had fun. We had fun. The toaster had fun. I shot the toaster.